The revelation. Admiral Sarah Chen stood at the helm of humanity's greatest achievement, her steady gaze fixed on the massive holographic display showing the approaching Galactic Confederation flotilla. The UES Phoenix, Earth's first quantum-drive supercarrier, remained cloaked in the shadow of Jupiter's largest moon, Ganymede. For 15 years, humanity had kept this vessel secret, building it in the depths of the Jovian shipyards while maintaining a facade of technological inferiority to the Confederation. They're right on schedule, Lieutenant Commander James Rodriguez reported from his tactical station. Confederation diplomatic vessels approaching the Mars orbital station. Their escort fleet is maintaining standard formation. Chen nodded, her expression neutral despite the weight of the moment. The Confederation's diplomatic mission was anything but friendly. Their real purpose was to impose new restrictions on human technological development. For too long, they had treated Earth as a primitive backwater, useful only for its resources and strategic location. All systems are green. Chief Engineer Dr. Maya Patel's voice came through the bridge speakers. Quantum drive is primed, shield harmonics are stable, and all weapon systems are in standby mode. The pride in her voice was unmistakable. The Phoenix represented the pinnacle of human innovation, combining Earth's best minds with reversed-engineered alien technology. The carrier's massive frame, stretching nearly 3 kilometers in length, housed technology that would shake the foundations of galactic politics. Its quantum drive could traverse distances that took Confederation ships weeks to cover in mere days. The adaptive shield matrix could withstand concentrated fire from multiple dreadnoughts, while its advanced AI-driven targeting systems could track and engage hundreds of targets simultaneously. Message from Earth Command. Communications Officer Lieutenant Sarah Wong announced. The Confederation delegation has made their demands. They're insisting on full access to our orbital defense grid and permanent oversight of our shipyards. Chen's lips curved into a slight smile. Perfect timing. Prepare to execute Operation Daybreak. Alert all hands. This is not a drill. Throughout the massive vessel, over 5,000 crew members moved with practiced precision. Fighter pilots rushed to their advanced craft, engineers monitored the quantum drive's complex systems, and Marine units stood ready in their powered armor suits. Confederation vessels are moving into position around Mars, Rodriguez reported. Their weapons are powered down, but their shields are at maximum. Chen straightened her uniform, her voice clear and commanding. Send the signal to Earth Command. It's time to show the galaxy that humanity will no longer be treated as a primitive species to be controlled. The Phoenix's quantum drive hummed to life, its revolutionary technology allowing the massive vessel to slip through space-time itself. In an instant, the carrier traversed the distance from Ganymede to Mars, materializing directly above the Confederation flotilla in a display of technological mastery that would have been impossible by their understanding of physics. The reaction was immediate. Confederation ships scattered in panic, their sensors overwhelmed by the sudden appearance of a vessel larger than anything in their own fleet. Emergency signals flooded communication channels as alien commanders tried to comprehend what they were seeing. Open a channel to the Confederation flagship, Chen ordered. Let's introduce ourselves properly. The main view screen came alive with the image of High Commissioner Zextal, the Confederation's senior diplomat. The alien's typically composed features showed clear signs of shock, his crystalline skin flickering with patterns of distress. This is Admiral Sarah Chen of the United Earth ship Phoenix, Chen announced, her voice carrying the weight of humanity's determination. We understand you have some concerns about Earth's technological development. We're here to discuss a revision of those terms. Impossible, Zextal sputtered, his translator struggling to convey his mix of emotions. Our surveys indicated your species was at least a century away from quantum field manipulation. This vessel, it cannot exist. Yet here we are, Chen replied calmly. For too long, the Confederation has underestimated humanity's potential. We've played along, knowing that you saw us as nothing more than a convenient resource world. But times are changing, High Commissioner, Earth will no longer accept arbitrary limitations on our development. The Phoenix's sensor arrays detected power spikes in several Confederation vessels. Fear responses rather than actual attack preparations. Chen allowed herself a moment of satisfaction. The psychological impact of their revelation was playing out exactly as planned. "You've violated dozens of technological restrictions," Zextal accused, trying to regain his diplomatic composure. "The Confederation Council will not stand for this deception. The restrictions you impose without our consent," Chen countered. "The Phoenix represents humanity's right to determine its own destiny. We're not seeking conflict, High Commissioner, but we will no longer accept being treated as second-class citizens of the galaxy." As if to emphasize her point, the Phoenix's automated defense systems activated, deploying squadrons of next-generation fighters. The sleek craft moved with impossible agility, their own quantum-enhanced drives allowing them to perform maneuvers that defied conventional physics. "What you're seeing is just the beginning," Chen continued. "Earth has more surprises in store. We propose a renegotiation of Earth's status within the Confederation, as equals, not subjects. The alternative would be unfortunate for everyone involved." The silence that followed was deafening. On screens throughout the Phoenix, crew members watched as the reality of the situation sank in for the Confederation representatives. Humanity had not only caught up to their supposed superiors, but had surpassed them in several key areas of technology. "The Council will need to convene," Zextal finally responded, his tone markedly different. "This changes everything." "Indeed it does," Chen agreed. "The Phoenix will remain here while you contact your superiors. Consider it a reminder that the era of treating Earth as a primitive backwater is over. We look forward to more productive discussions about humanity's role in galactic affairs." As the communication ended, Chen turned to her crew, seeing the pride and determination in their faces. They had trained for years in secret, preparing for this moment. The Phoenix was more than just a warship. It was a symbol of humanity's potential and their refusal to be held back by artificial constraints. "Send word to the other shipyards," she ordered. "Begin bringing the rest of the fleet online. The galaxy needs to understand that humanity is ready to take its place among the stars, not as servants or subjects, but as equals." The Phoenix hung in Mars' orbit, its very presence rewriting the balance of power in the solar system. The age of humanity's submission to Confederation authority was over. A new chapter in human history had begun, and Sarah Chen knew that nothing in the galaxy would ever be the same. Breaking chains. 3 days after the Phoenix's revelation, the tension in the Sol system had reached a breaking point. Admiral Chen watched from her command chair as reports flooded in from Earth's colonies across neighboring star systems. The Confederation's response to humanity's technological unveiling was swift and predictable. They had begun mobilizing their fleets under the guise of peacekeeping operations. Another emergency transmission from Nueva Terra. Lieutenant Wang reported, her fingers dancing across her holographic interface. Confederation warships have established blockades around the colony. They're demanding the planetary government submit to immediate inspection. Chen's expression hardened. Nueva Terra was humanity's largest extrasolar colony, home to over 12 million people. "They're testing our resolve," she mused, studying the tactical displays. "How many ships in their blockade?" 27 vessels detected, Rodriguez answered, including 3 dreadnoughts. "They're making quite a show of force." The Admiral rose from her chair, approaching the central holographic display. The Phoenix had been quietly joined by 2 more vessels of its class, the UES Thunderchild and UES Hyperion, both emerging from their own secret construction facilities. But the Confederation still outnumbered Earth's forces significantly. "Message from Earth Command," Wang announced. "The Security Council has made their decision. We are authorized to proceed with Operation Liberation." Chen allowed herself a small smile. "Send the coded signal to all colonial defense forces. It's time to show the Confederation exactly what they're dealing with." Throughout the Sol system and beyond, humanity's carefully hidden preparations began to bear fruit. On Mars, massive hangar doors concealed beneath the red sand slid open, revealing squadrons of advanced fighters. Beneath Europa's ice, automated shipyards kicked into high gear, launching vessels that had been built in secret over the past decade. All ships report ready, Rodriguez confirmed. Quantum drive synchronization complete. Execute jump, Chen ordered. Let's remind the Confederation why it's unwise to threaten human colonies. The Phoenix's quantum drive hummed softly as they moved forward into their new future. They had not merely survived the challenge. They had transcended it, proving that the combined potential of multiple species working together could surpass even the achievements of the ancient precursors themselves. In the end, humanity's greatest achievement wasn't the technology they had developed or the battles they had won. It was the bridges they had built, the alliances they had forged, and the proof that different species could set aside their fears and prejudices to work together for a greater good. As the archive's knowledge began to flow into their combined databases, Chen knew that this was just the beginning. The galaxy was vast, full of wonders and challenges they had yet to imagine. But whatever came next, they would face it not as separate species, but as a united force, ready to take up the mantle of responsibility left behind by their predecessors. The new dawn had arrived, and with it, the promise of a future brighter than any of them had dared to imagine. Shadow Strike. The command center aboard the Phoenix hummed with tension as Admiral Chen studied the encrypted data streaming across her private terminal. 2 weeks had passed since the battle at Nueva Terra, and Earth's intelligence network had been working overtime to understand the Confederation's next move. The pattern is clear, Dr. Marcus Webb, Earth's chief xenorchaeologist, explained as he highlighted sections of the decoded transmissions. These energy signatures we've detected near the Arcturus sector don't match any known Confederation technology. They're using something far more advanced than anything they've officially acknowledged possessing. Chen frowned, noting the familiar quantum resonance patterns, similar to our own technology. Not similar, Admiral, identical. Webb's expression was grim. Someone in the Confederation has been developing quantum drive technology in parallel with us, but they've kept it hidden from their own government. The implications were staggering. Earth's quantum drive breakthrough hadn't come purely from human innovation. It had been partially reverse-engineered from ancient artifacts discovered in the Sol system. If similar technology was being developed in secret within the Confederation, it suggested a conspiracy that went far beyond mere political maneuvering. Lieutenant Wong, secure channel to Earth Command, Chen ordered, and get me Dr. Petal from engineering. When Maya Patel's hologram appeared in the command center, her usually cheerful expression was replaced by focused concentration. The energy signatures are consistent with quantum field manipulation. But there's something else, she reported. These readings suggest they're trying to achieve quantum entanglement on a massive scale. For what purpose? Chen asked, though she already suspected the answer. If they succeed, they could create a quantum network capable of controlling every ship in their fleet simultaneously, Patel explained. No lag, no delay in commands, just instant, perfect coordination across entire star systems. Webb stepped forward. And if they combine that with their existing hive mind technology, they could effectively turn their entire fleet into a single organism, Chen finished. No wonder they've kept this hidden from their own council. This goes against everything the Confederation claims to stand for. The Admiral made her decision. Dr. Webb, how confident are you about the location of their research facility? The energy signatures are concentrated in an abandoned mining system near the edge of Confederation space. Based on the radiation patterns, I'd say we found their primary research installation. Chen nodded. Then it's time for Operation Shadow Strike. Lieutenant Rodriguez, begin mission preparations. We're going to need our best stealth systems for this one. The next 12 hours were a flurry of activity as the Phoenix prepared for its most dangerous mission yet. The massive carrier's quantum drive was modified to emit a minimal signature, while its hull was coated with a new metamaterial that could bend light and sensor readings around the ship. Stealth systems online. Rodriguez reported as they prepared for the jump. "But Admiral, even with our advanced tech, we'll only have about 30 minutes before their sensors detect us." "Then we'll make those 30 minutes count," Chen replied. "Deploy the Phantom Squad." Deep within the Phoenix, an elite team of operators suited up in the most advanced stealth armor ever developed by human hands. Led by Major Diana Santos, the Phantom Squad represented the perfect fusion of human skill and cutting-edge technology. The quantum jump took them to the edge of the target system, where the Phoenix immediately powered down all non-essential systems. As the carrier drifted silently through space, Phantom Squad launched in their stealth shuttles, their own quantum drives carefully calibrated to avoid detection. "Ma'am," Wong whispered, maintaining communications discipline, "we're picking up unusual transmissions from the facility. They're not in any known Confederation language." Chen's eyes narrowed. Record everything. This mission just got even more interesting. The minutes ticked by with excruciating slowness as Phantom Squad infiltrated the facility. Through their neural links, Chen could monitor their progress, watching as they encountered security systems far more advanced than anything the Confederation officially possessed. "Central lab located," Santos reported quietly. "You need to see this, Admiral." The feed from Santos' helmet camera revealed a massive chamber filled with technology that seemed to defy physics itself. But what caught Chen's attention was the group of aliens working at the central console. They weren't Confederation species. "Those are precursor artifacts," Webb gasped, recognizing the ancient technology. They found a way to activate them. Before Chen could respond, alarms began blaring throughout the facility. "We've been detected," Rodriguez warned. "Multiple ships dropping out of quantum space. Phantom Squad, grab what you can and get out," Chen ordered. "Wong, send the evidence to Earth Command. Everyone else, battle stations." The Phoenix's stealth systems powered down as its weapons came online. If they had to fight their way out, they would do so with everything they had. But the ships appearing around them weren't Confederation vessels. They were completely alien in design, their hulls covered in the same ancient symbols they'd seen in the facility. "This is Admiral Chen of the UES Phoenix." She broadcast on all frequencies. "We have evidence of illegal weapons research and unauthorized use of precursor technology. Stand down and prepare to be boarded." The response came in a language that made the universal translators scream in protest, accompanied by weapons fire that rippled through space in impossible patterns. "Quantum shields at maximum," Chen ordered. "Get Phantom Squad back on board and prepare for emergency jump. The Confederation isn't behind this. We've just stumbled onto something much bigger." As the Phoenix engaged in battle with technology that predated human civilization itself, Chen realized that the game had changed completely. This wasn't just about humanity's place in the galaxy anymore. They had uncovered a conspiracy that threatened the very fabric of space-time itself. "All hands, brace for combat jump," she announced. "And someone get me a secure line to the Confederation Council. I think it's time we shared some very interesting information with our former oppressors." The Phoenix erupted into action, its quantum drive singing as it prepared to face an enemy that none of them had been prepared to encounter. The war for humanity's independence had just become a fight for the survival of all known spacefaring civilizations. The turning point. The emergency council chamber on Europa Station buzzed with nervous energy as Admiral Chen presented the evidence gathered from the Shadow facility. Representatives from both Earth and the Confederation watched in stunned silence as the holographic display showed the recovered precursor technology and the mysterious beings who had attacked the Phoenix. "These entities," Chen explained, gesturing to the alien figures, "are using technology that predates both our civilizations." "Dr. Webb, would you care to elaborate?" The xenorchaeologist stepped forward, his usual academic calm replaced by barely contained excitement. "The artifacts they're using match descriptions found in ruins across a dozen systems. We're dealing with technology left behind by the precursors, the same ancient race whose remnants helped humanity develop our quantum drive." High Commissioner Zextal's crystalline skin flickered with patterns of distress. Impossible. The precursors vanished months ago. All attempts to activate their remaining technology have failed. Failed officially, Chen corrected. But it seems some within the Confederation had better luck. The question is, who are these beings using precursor tech, and what do they want? The answer came sooner than anyone expected. Emergency alerts blared throughout the chamber as tactical displays lit up with new contacts. Dozens of the mysterious vessels were appearing across human and Confederation space, their weapons already charging. Multiple colonies under attack, Rodriguez reported from his station. They're hitting everything. Earth colonies, Confederation worlds, trading posts. No discrimination in their targets. Chen's command interface lit up with priority alerts. They're not just attacking. They're deploying some kind of quantum field generator around each target. The colonies are being cut off from normal space. By the first light, Zextal whispered, using a Confederation oath. They're not trying to destroy our worlds. They're trying to isolate them, trap them in quantum bubbles where time itself moves differently. The implications hit Chen like a physical blow. They're harvesting our worlds, preserving them like insects in amber. But for what purpose? Admiral, Wang interrupted, emergency transmission from the Phoenix. You need to see this. The holographic display shifted to show footage from the carrier's forward sensors. A massive structure was emerging from quantum space near Mars, its surface covered in the same ancient symbols they'd seen in the Shadow facility. But this was no ship. It was a city-sized complex of impossible geometry, defying the laws of physics with every movement. A precursor archive, web-breathed, not just ruins or artifacts, an entire preserved complex, still active after millions of years. And now we know why they kept their existence hidden. Chen added, they were waiting to reclaim their territory. To them, we're just primitive squatters living in the ruins of their civilization. The chamber erupted into chaos as more reports flooded in. Colony after colony was being enveloped in quantum fields, cut off from all communication and support. The combined forces of Earth and the Confederation were proving ineffective against technology millions of years more advanced than their own. Chen's voice cut through the panic. This isn't about humanity versus the Confederation anymore. Either we work together, or we watch everything we've built be preserved like specimens in some cosmic museum. Zextal's crystalline form pulsed with agreement. What do you propose, Admiral? We have something they don't expect. Knowledge of their technology from two different sources, Earth's quantum drive development and whatever your Shadow research facility discovered. If we combine that knowledge, we might have a chance, Dr. Paddle interrupted, her hologram appearing alongside Webb's. Admiral, I've been analyzing the data from both our quantum drive and the precursor artifacts. There's a pattern we missed before. The engineer's fingers flew across her interface, bringing up complex quantum formulas. Their technology isn't just more advanced, it's more elegant. They're not brute-forcing their way through space-time like we do. They're persuading it to cooperate. Can we replicate that? Chen asked. Not exactly, Patel admitted. But we might be able to use their own methods against them. If we modify our quantum drives to resonate with their fields instead of fighting them, we could disrupt their containment barriers. Webb finished, catching on to the idea. Turn their own quantum manipulation against them. Chen turned to Zextal. We'll need everything you discovered in that Shadow facility. No more secrets, no more hidden research. The survival of both our species depends on complete cooperation. The High Commissioner's crystalline form shifted through several colors before settling on a deep, determined blue. Agreed. I will contact our research teams immediately. Then let's get to work, Chen declared. We have colonies to save and some very presumptuous ancestors to deal with. The next few hours were a blur of activity as human and Confederation scientists worked together, sharing secrets and combining technologies that had been jealously guarded just days before. The Phoenix and its sister ships were quickly modified with the new hybrid quantum systems, while Confederation vessels received upgrades based on human innovations. As they prepared for battle, Chen stood on the Phoenix's bridge, watching the massive precursor archive looming over Mars. The combined fleet of human and Confederation ships gathered around them, ready for what could be their last stand. "All ships report ready," Rodriguez announced. "Hybrid quantum systems are online and synchronized." Chen took a deep breath, knowing that the next few hours would determine the fate of every spacefaring race in known space. "Send word to all ships. Operation Quantum Storm begins now. Let's show these precursors that their descendants have learned a few new tricks." The Phoenix led the charge, its modified quantum drive humming with power as they prepared to challenge beings who had mastered the fundamental forces of the universe millions of years before humanity had learned to make fire. But they had one advantage the precursors hadn't counted on: the combined ingenuity and determination of multiple species fighting for their very existence. New dawn. The combined fleet of human and Confederation ships moved through space in perfect formation, their hybrid quantum drives pulsing in harmony. Admiral Chen watched as the massive precursor archive loomed before them, its impossible geometries still defying conventional physics. Multiple quantum field fluctuations detected, Rodriguez reported from his tactical station. "They're preparing to deploy their containment barriers." Chen nodded, her expression determined. "Just as we expected." "Dr. Patel, status of the resonance network." "All ships are synchronized," the engineer replied from her station deep within the Phoenix. "The quantum harmonic field is stable. We're ready to initiate the disruption sequence." Around them, more precursor vessels emerged from quantum space, their ancient weapons charging with energy that could reshape reality itself. But this time, humanity and the Confederation were ready for them. "All ships, execute Pattern Omega," Chen commanded. "Let's show them what the children of the stars can do." The fleet split into predetermined groups, each taking position around the massive archive. As the precursor vessels moved to intercept them, the modified ships activated their new hybrid drives. Instead of fighting against the quantum fields being generated by the ancient technology, they began to resonate with them, creating complex interference patterns in the fabric of space-time itself. "First containment barrier is starting to fluctuate," Webb announced, monitoring the quantum readings. "The resonance is working." The precursor vessels responded immediately, their weapons unleashing streams of energy that bent and twisted through space in impossible ways. But the combined fleet was ready. Confederation shields, enhanced with human quantum technology, deflected the worst of the attacks while their own weapons found weak points in the ancient defenses. "Multiple hits confirmed," Rodriguez reported. "Their quantum field generators are showing signs of instability." "But Admiral, we're detecting massive energy buildup within the archive itself." The massive structure began to pulse with light, its surface patterns shifting and changing as it prepared to unleash its full power. This was the moment they had prepared for. "All ships, execute final phase," Chen ordered. "Dr. Patel, activate the quantum cascade." Throughout the fleet, the modified drives began to pulse in a complex pattern, each ship adding its own frequency to create a symphony of quantum interference. The space around the archive began to shimmer as reality itself struggled to maintain coherence. "We're receiving a transmission," Wang announced, her voice tight with tension. "It's different from their previous communications." The bridge speakers came alive with a sound that was both music and mathematics, language and pure thought. The universal translators struggled for a moment before producing words that everyone could understand. "You have surpassed expectations," the voice declared, its tone neither friendly nor hostile. "The test is concluded." Chen's eyes narrowed. "Test? You've been harvesting our worlds, trapping our people in quantum stasis. Was this all some kind of experiment?" "We are the Guardians," the voice replied, "left behind to watch, to wait, to ensure that those who would inherit the galaxy were worthy of the power they would wield. Each civilization that arose was tested, challenged to prove their ability to overcome division and unite against a common threat. Understanding dawned on Chen's face. The shadow facility, the quantum technology. You wanted us to find it, to learn from it. The knowledge was placed where it would be found, when it would be needed. But the achievement is yours. You did not merely copy our work. You improved upon it, found new applications we had not considered. And more importantly, you overcame your divisions when faced with a greater challenge. The archive's energy signatures began to change, its threatening posture shifting to something more benign. Around the galaxy, the quantum containment fields began to dissolve, freeing the trapped colonies. The true test was never about technology. The Guardian continued. It was about the wisdom to use it, the ability to set aside old grievances and work together. You have proven yourselves worthy successors. Zextal's voice came through the command channel, his tone filled with awe. You're offering us your legacy. We offer you a choice, the Guardian corrected. Accept responsibility as guardians of this galaxy, with access to all the knowledge and power that entails, or remain as you are. The decision must be unanimous among all spacefaring species. Chen looked around her bridge, seeing the same mix of hope and determination in every face. Similar scenes were playing out on ships throughout the fleet, both human and Confederation. They had come so far, learned so much, and grown beyond their old rivalries. We accept, Chen declared, her voice strong and clear. Not just humanity, not just the Confederation, but all of us together. The archive began to transform, its structure unfolding like a flower blooming in space. Within its depths, they could see libraries of knowledge, technologies beyond imagination, and mysteries waiting to be explored. Then let the transfer begin, the Guardian announced. But remember, with great power comes great responsibility. The galaxy looks to you now, as it once looked to us. As the combined fleet began to dock with the archive, Chen turned to her crew. Send word to Earth and the Confederation Council. Tell them that a new dawn has arrived for all species, and this time, we face it together. The Phoenix, accompanied by its sister ships, vanished from the Sol system in a flash of quantum energy. Moments later, they emerged in the Nueva Terra system, their arrival causing chaos in the Confederation blockade. But this time, the aliens were better prepared for humanity's quantum drive technology. Multiple weapon locks detected, Rodriguez reported calmly. They're not running this time. Good, Chen responded. That would have been disappointing. Open a channel to their command ship. The view screen activated, revealing the stern features of Fleet Commander Ixel, a veteran of the Confederation's military arm. This is an internal Confederation security operation, he declared before Chen could speak. Your presence here is a violation of emergency protocols. This ceased to be an internal Confederation matter the moment you threatened a human colony, Chen replied. Your blockade has 1 hour to disperse, or we will remove it ourselves. Ixel's expression shifted to one of contempt. You reveal a few advanced ships and suddenly think you can challenge the full might of the Confederation. Perhaps it's time to remind humanity of its place in the Galactic Order. The transmission cut off abruptly. Seconds later, the Confederation fleet began to move, forming into attack positions. They're launching fighters, Rodriguez reported. Energy readings suggest they've equipped them with their latest quantum disruptor weapons. Chen nodded, unsurprised. Deploy our own squadrons. Activate the Aegis defense grid. Let's show them what human ingenuity can really do. The space around Nueva Terra erupted into chaos as hundreds of fighters engaged in a deadly dance. The Confederation's quantum disruptors, designed to disable humanity's advanced drive systems, proved less effective than they'd hoped. Earth's engineers had anticipated such countermeasures, developing shielding systems that adapted to enemy attacks in real time. Confederation dreadnoughts moving into firing position. Rodriguez warned. They're charging their main guns. Launch Operation Wonderland, Chen commanded. Across the battlefield, small, seemingly harmless satellites deployed from Earth's ships. The Confederation ignored them, focusing their attention on the more obvious threats. It was a mistake they would soon regret. As the dreadnoughts fired their devastating energy weapons, the satellites activated. Quantum field generators created localized distortions in spacetime, causing the massive energy beams to curve away from their targets, some even being redirected back at their sources. Direct hits on 2 enemy dreadnoughts, Rodriguez reported, unable to keep the excitement from his voice. Their shields are failing. Chen opened a general broadcast channel. Attention Confederation forces. Your weapons are ineffective, your strategy is flawed, and you're risking the lives of your crews for nothing. Stand down now. The response came in the form of more weapons fire, but the outcome was already decided. The Phoenix and its sister ships moved with impossible precision, their quantum drives allowing them to appear and disappear across the battlefield at will. Each appearance was accompanied by devastating volleys from their main guns, systematically dismantling the Confederation fleet's defenses. Enemy fighters are retreating, Rodriguez announced. 2 dreadnoughts have suffered critical damage. The 3rd is powering down its weapons. Message from Fleet Commander Ixel, Wong added. They're requesting terms for withdrawal. Chen straightened her uniform. Put him through. The Confederation commander's face appeared once more, his earlier arrogance replaced by barely contained fury. This isn't over, Admiral. The Confederation will not stand for this level of technological advancement outside our control. You're right about one thing, Chen agreed. This isn't over. But the days of the Confederation controlling human development are finished. Withdraw your forces now, and we can avoid further bloodshed. Continue to threaten our colonies, and you'll discover just how many more surprises humanity has in store. As the Confederation fleet retreated, leaving their damaged vessels to be towed away, Chen turned to her crew. Send word to Earth Command. The liberation of Nueva Terra is complete, but this is just the beginning. The Confederation won't take this humiliation lightly. She studied the tactical display, watching as Earth's newly revealed defenders took up protective positions around the colony. Humanity had won this battle, but Chen knew they had also crossed a point of no return. The Confederation would respond with everything they had. Prepare for quantum jump back to Sol, she ordered. We need to coordinate with the other colonies. The real war is about to begin.